Thank you for joining me. We're going to show you how to increase the magazine capacity of your 9mm by 6 rounds and your 40 caliber by 5, also 357 by 5. This is what you're going to get in the package. Okay, looks like 3 parts, but in fact there are 4 because there are 2 parts here, and that's what this little device is all about. Obviously, you have an extended spring to accommodate those extra rounds, and the base plate is actually 2 separate parts. And so this is the disassembly tool to disengage these. And it's really important that you don't lose this, because without this, it's almost impossible to get it apart. What you're going to see is that there's notches on both sides, and we're going to come up from the bottom, and we're going to line up our little plastic punch, if you would, to the side. And it's kind of a little vise here. And then I'm going to, once I get them lined up, I'm going to squeeze, and you're going to notice this bottom piece pop out. Ready? There it goes. Just like that, pops out, and then I'm going to go ahead and disengage the base plate from the sleeve. And that's really what it is. And we'll show you how that works in just a second. So there's the 4 pieces that you have with the package. This is a standard magazine. I'm going to go ahead and disassemble it as usual. Put a punch in the bottom. And stand up on top of this punch and just disengage this guy just like that. All right? Making sure that I keep my thumb there. And I want to drive this off now with my thumb a little bit, but I want to capture that spring in there and make sure the spring doesn't go flying across the room, because it will. There's the base plate, there's the floor plate, and there's the spring and the follower. And keep in mind how the follower is orientated. It always wants to go up. It goes uphill on the uphill side of the spring. And so most followers nowadays are just snapped into place. So you hear it unsnap, just like that. So I'll put those 2 pieces aside, and I'm going to keep the follower, and I'm going to attach it to the new spring. And again, keeping in mind that I want it to go up, I want it to feed up. That's the direction it's going to go, all right? So we'll snap it in place there, just like that. All right, we're going to put that aside. Now I'm going to take the tube, the magazine tube, and I'm going to take the sleeve, and I'm going to place the sleeve over the tube, being very careful to be aware of the orientation. If you look inside here, there's an arrow, so that is the facing upward, okay? And if you also notice how the sleeve is shaped, there's a square side, and that has to go on the square side of the magazine. Otherwise, it'll get stuck. All right? It just goes over like that. All right, we're going to get it started. We're going to slide it all the way down and over top, just like that. See how that works? And there's our 2 holes. You can see the light through the back there, okay, on both sides. And then I can insert my follower and spring. Make sure the follower seats itself. Okay. And then I can capture the spring with the base plate, making sure that it's orientated the right way. Just compress it. All right, and keeping some pressure with my fingers here to keep that in its place, I'm going to go ahead and push it all the way in, and it snaps shut. And that's basically the assembly procedure right there. And now, last thing to do is just load it up. All right, and what I would say to you is that loading it the first time is going to be difficult, okay, because it's a brand new spring. So you may want to incorporate a magazine loader, the Glock loader. But I will guarantee you that you can put now, not 17 rounds in your magazine, but 23 rounds in your 9mm magazine. Or not 15 in your 40, but 21 with a package just like this.